We've got a list room and stuff like that from promotions. I've reached out to obviously a lot of promotions as well, so I'm excited for this one. Anyway, we're looking at wrestling in Newcastle now. I know you obviously did a bit of research and stuff like that. Do you actually remember, obviously, the whole thing about it?
The whole thing about wrestling, and wrestling in Newcastle. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. We did that a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Yes, I remember it. I remember fully about the sort of researching this great company.
Yep, absolutely. So what we did is I reached out to obviously Benji and Stevie Aaron, or as you would call him, Stefan.
Stefan, Aaron, yes.
And I asked him, I says, what matches would you recommend so we can do a watch along? And this is from May the 4th, Settle the Score 2024. I just want to emphasize this, by the way, I was actually witnessed this match in person. And when we came away, myself and my sister, this is the match we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm going to react to it and stuff like that. I haven't seen it for a while. And you're going to obviously react to it as a newbie.
Yes, I'm a newbie. I'm a noob.
Well, all right, whatever. So, here we go. Are you ready for it?
Yes, I am.
Let's go. Ian Skinner, who's been on the show. This is a little promo work.
People would use to describe Ian Skinner. Contemptuous, I believe.
Do you actually know much about Ian Skinner by any chance?
Not much. I do know he's wearing like an early 90s sort of jacket. Everybody was rocking them back in the 90s.
Is that just the colour, or is that just the impact you get?
That's just the look, you know. Just that mad for it, you know.
I'm going to see if you can actually point out where I am. I actually remember where I was for this as well.
You're not exactly hard to find. What are you, like 6'4"?
Yes, but it's a small. You know what though? You'd be very surprised. Some people like say they've never spotted us.
6'4" and ginger. Hey.
Oh dear, I do actually love Ian Skinner's promo work, by the way.
Yeah, he's got a lot of enthusiasm in it. You know, it's always good.
No, absolutely. Can you actually hear the audio, by the way, on this one? By the way,
it's just a wee bit, just a tad low. I didn't want to.
That better?
Yep, that's better.
There we go. I remember when I interviewed him, he was absolutely incredible. But apparently he's a nice guy backstage as well.
Yeah, most wrestlers are. Well, that's not true, because what they say is you tend to find that the heels are the nicest people to meet, and the good guys are the biggest arseholes that you can meet.
He's our good friend Stefan.
And it has a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first.
You know who that referee is, right?
I think so, but it's Ricky!
There you go. I'm being an idiot. Watchalong's one word. Give me a minute.
And making his seasonal residence in Yorkshire.
Did you only just realise that's Ref K?
Yes.
Has lots of friends. He is the real thing. Ian Skinner.
I have to question that statement that he's made of pure energy.
Pure Riz.
Yes.
Did you not realise that was Ref K until I said?
No, I didn't realise until you said. I wasn't paying attention at the ref. I was watching the. I was trying to get the awesomeness of the jacket out of the colours in the jacket out of my head.
That's a mistake.
Dear. What do you reckon to the venue here? Because it is obviously on the camera it looks small, but I've been to this venue and it's actually pretty massive.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. You know. You can tell that you want to know why I can tell that it's bigger than it looks.
Go on.
It's because they don't have the wrestlers right up at the ring. What I found at smaller indie promotions, they tend to, depending on the arena, you're either literally bang it in the ring or there's a gap. But I might be wrong about that, but it's just my experience.
Yeah, so I get what you're saying there. Because the fans are so situated far back, that's kind of like gives that thingy.
Yeah. But it's probably better that way as well, you know. What was it?
When I'm ready.
You know.
Henry
Well, he's
Faust.
going to have to be ready now.
From Newcastle on Pontine, 13.5 stone. I completely forgot about they actually put that on this.
Yes. Is this fella from Newcastle?
Here we go.
He is. He's Newcastle's very own. Here we go. Whoa, shit! I forgot about this.
Oh,
Yes.
let's settle this score.
Yes.
Henry Faust.
The reason I say that is I was never involved, but back
Henry
in the
Faust
day I used to
taking
go
it
down to
right to Ian
Newcastle for
Skinner.
nights out. And
Yeah.
and what tended to happen when there was a fight happening, that's exactly how it kicked off. The guy coming through the door.
Oh, devastating kick from Henry
Yeah.
Faust.
So
Let's take it
Henry
back
Faust is actually
to
from Newcastle.
The Great North Rumble when Henry Faust.
By the way, Newcastle's the best
eliminated
place for a
Ian
night out anywhere in the world.
Skinner has not let that
No,
go.
do you know what?
Let's
Though? I
not
mean,
get
I
a
know we
score
spoke
to
about his
settle
promotion
tonight.
quite a few times, but
Yeah.
everything about it for me, I mean,
Skinner quickly got under
give you a
the
little
skin of
context
everyone at
while
the Great
obviously this
North
match
Rumble.
warms up. Is
He loves to have
me
the
and my
spotlight
sister's
on
obviously been,
himself.
to multiple
Instantly
promotions up and down the
became
UK,
frustrated when he was
and
eliminated
been
by
seeing many
Faust
matches.
at that Rumble.
And I remember what she said to me a while back. She said that whatever it is about wrestling in Newcastle, it just seems to click for me as a fan. And bearing in mind she's only been to like a handful of shows.
Yeah. I would say it was I would say it was all about the promotion, but I think a big part of it's got to do with the people in Newcastle as well. They're just out to have a good
Skinner
time.
setting up.
Yeah. Ooh. What a little
was
kick
nice.
there.
Proud of his work, Izzy and Skinner. Let's see that.
The pinpoint accuracy.
Thing was, I'm round the other side, so I didn't actually see
I
this.
actually was speaking to Ian Skinner earlier.
You just
I
seen him
said,
just
"All right, what
leaping
can
in
we
the air.
expect?"
Yeah, I
He
just
said,
saw you go in the
"Stan,
air. I didn't see the chair thing.
Watch out
Yeah.
for Disney. I said, Disney? You went, yes. Disney Plus.
You-
Okay, do your job.
And he walked away from
You're
it.
like sitting there enjoying
So
yourself,
let's
and the
see
guy
what he
behind
means.
you's going, for fuck's sake, why do I always get stuck behind the big guy?
Fun fact, I was actually front row for
Shaking
this.
my head right now at that stand.
Ooh. Come on,
I
Henry.
think Faust got caught by the ropes across his throat.
Yeah.
Oh.
We're seeing some impressive action here from Skinner.
Referee Katie go for the count. Only
What do you reckon
two.
so far?
Very hard move to pull
That's
off.
pretty cool.
That cravat suplex we just saw. Some impressive athletic kicks as well from Skinner.
I'm going to say that Ian Skinner's probably going to be the one to watch in the coming years.
Ian Skinner is very
Uh-huh.
athletic. We're talking about Mark Mathers being a student of Rampage Brown. Henry Faust is also from the same school with a legit background in MMA. Hence those kicks.
Yeah, I was just going to say the.
And I can't remember exactly
Skinner's
how long
great
Henry's
kick
job
was
in
on
wrestling.
Henry. We've seen that. In his match with Mark Mathers.
I would just
Ooh.
look it up, Ian.
Faust is telling Ian Skinner to bring it here right now.
I know that Ian Skinner's been in ICW and stuff like that, so...
Yeah. has.
Henry now.
That was
Speedball. Speedball.
he's also what was it? Been trained by somebody that a wrestler
Bring
that
it.
is quite well known in my area, Northern area, and that's TJ Rage.
Did you see that, Stan?
Right, I actually saw that when I interviewed him, but I wasn't familiar with him.
Yeah,
If he
I've seen him.
played,
What was it?
knocked Henry out.
At quite a few events, including
That came
BCW.
out of nowhere. I was not
Mhm.
expecting that.
He's got a vicious
And
streak.
he's savouring that punch, isn't he?
Ooh.
Ooh, both of these men are hitting hard.
Scoops him up, slams
From
him
Age
down.
of Scotland, TJ Rage, by the way.
Okay, I might have to
Seen it.
obviously look that one up.
PK.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just another 2 count.
Very athletic as well, about Henry as well.
Both these men are
Yeah.
hitting very hard. They've
I've
got to
just-
see well
I've just
covered
decided I
any
don't
minute
like
now, I
TJ
feel.
Rage.
Why?
I'm on his
Faust loves to
account
strike
and he's
hard and
got
strike
Liverpool
fast.
stuff.
He's been
So
wrestling all over the
Oh.
Northeast.
yeah,
Swiftly establish himself
that
as
sort
one
of
to watch
that
out for.
puts me off him.
Oh! And Skinner comes
No,
back.
I'm only joking.
This is impressive. This is impressive of Skinner. I don't think we all expected.
No, exactly. And I think that's it.
I have to admit,
Just to
Stan, I
pick
think
on
I've
what the announcer
underestimated
just said
Ian Skinner
there.
here.
It was one of those matches
I was
where
not expecting this.
nobody really expected you to be so good, but I really enjoyed this match.
Yeah.
Skinner loves the showboat. He's only been wrestling for 6 years, Stan, and he's quickly gained the attraction of a lot of people from around the UK.
So Skinner's
Taking
been
on the
around for
likes
quite
of
a long
former
time as well.
ICW
He's just
heavyweight
saying.
champion Leighton Buzzard.
6 years.
And one of the hottest
So with
stars
this,
in wrestling right now.
37,
Joe
obviously this for
Henry.
2024.
Yep.
I've seen this a few times, and I absolutely love the Joe this submission.
Skinner looking to slow
Yep.
the pace down now, getting Faust into a submission.
Is he dabbing?
He's
He's
dabbing.
dabbing while in an octopus stretch.
That would be Ian Skinner's forte.
Who dabs in the middle of the match?
Skinner, apparently.
Nice little dab, if you remember that.
Yep. That's Fiona's moving
Skinner
Mario
wants to keep
Kart
up
when
the
she
pace
wins.
here. He does not
What,
want to
dab?
give Faust
Dab.
any leverage
Oh,
whatsoever.
Jesus.
Or that happens.
I love this because it's really a back and forth.
Yep.
Do you know? It's like you get matches where it's like one-sided and stuff like that. These guys are literally going back and forth.
Have another one.
Yep. Just kicking the shit at each other.
Skinner reverses.
Yeah.
Nice.
Suplex from Ian Skinner.
He's Fausted up. He will not drown.
There's that sneakiness from Ian Skinner, grabbing the hair of Henry Faust.
Faust has really captured the imaginations of the fans here wrestling Newcastle. He's a bit of an airfree man. He's just a nice lad who does his best. That's where the refuse to drown thing comes from. He will not.
Everyone's
let
talking
anyone
about
get
Henry
him
though,
up.
how good he actually is. This guy.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
That's the thing about the British scene that we keep on talking about, though, isn't it? Just how good the talent is.
Skinner talking trash to the
They could
fans
easily
here.
be interchangeable into any promotion,
This.
big promotion.
Mm-hmm.
Faust with a shotgun drop.
It's just
kick
about
from the second
opportunity, I
row.
guess.
Yeah, exactly, and stuff like that. And I know obviously wrestling in Newcastle has not been going too long. I think like the next show is obviously the 10th like show and stuff. But
Uh-huh.
if they're putting matches like this where people just get to see like up and coming and stuff like that, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Well, just
They ripped out the
just to
wings of
put
the
it into
bullfighter
some like
and
some
listen to these
perspective,
fans,
because I think
They're behind Faust.
obviously like BCW's been around for a long
You
time.
can't really believe it.
But
Why
just
aren't
to
they
give some
cheering
people
my name in
perspective on
public
what you
vision?
can see
He's
at
looking a bit worried
like a
as
local
well.
independent promotion
Roll
is
by Mike Steele's
one of the main events at a
Goes for it
BCW show was
Good old
Sheamus
fashioned roll.
versus Drew McIntyre. Obviously they weren't called that then, but it just shows you what you can. It just shows you what you can see, and then 10 years later down the line, you know,
Oh.
That was cheap.
Did you see that?
stick them in the chockies.
Whoa!
I certainly saw it. The referee
That was-
didn't though,
That was the knee.
and he
Oh,
steals it.
do you know what? I completely forgot that was finished.
That was Disney Plus. That's what he told me about.
Oh my!
Oh wow! I completely
That's
forgot about that.
Do not
That's how a
believe
match
it.
like that should finish when you do something like that, though. How many
He said he
times do
was
you
the
get like
real
something
thing.
and then it doesn't?
And I think we saw it.
Let's see some
This
highlights
was like,
from the match.
wow. Do you know what? I was enjoying that match so much. I completely forgot
No
about the
stiff
finish.
kicks coming from Henry
Yeah.
Faust.
We'll put it very simply. Each man through.
But for some sort of perspective on that as well, Liam, what was it? That's how wrestling should be. That's why like one of the things I detest about modern wrestling is the fact that you've got to go sit through like 20 false finishes to before, like, you know, when the guy first hits his like finisher, you don't jump up now and get excited about it because you've seen that much wrestling. You know that no, that's not a finish. You know.
And that's one thing I liked about that match, you know what I mean? Is the stuff like that. The finish for that was so unexpected because I was so invested, you know, like how back and forth there was and stuff like that it completely, because the finish like that really just takes people off guard.
Yeah, and it just derails the wrong word because derail sounds like a negative, but derailing a match isn't a negative, you know. it was especially if you get like the outcome like that out of it. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that ending to that, because we weren't expecting it, but we're chatting
No,
away there.
exactly, and that's one thing we obviously like is when you see something which you don't expect.
Yeah, and like I was saying, and like I said, I know I go on about this a lot. For me, wrestling, and it's maybe down to the fact that I've seen so much wrestling now, I probably can sort of subconsciously sort of read where the match is going or how it's going to finish. But when like certain wrestlers are in the ring, like Will Ospreay or Kenny Omega, everybody talks about these guys being the best in the world, but to me they're not. And it's not, and then people say, well, how can you say that? Because look at all the athletic stuff they do and things like that. And it's just like, it's because of the overdoing and the lack of selling and what was it? And just the sheer sort of like, okay, he's not done this move yet. That the match isn't going to come to an end. So what was it? By the time the finish comes, you're ready for it to end because you've seen everything else. And for me, that I don't enjoy watching that type of wrestling at all. I
No,
use that as an
exactly.
example. Yeah, but was it WWE do it as well, not just AEW. What was it? A little bit less now. What was it? But still, what was it? When you've got like multiple false finishes, just to sort of put like another perspective of it, not to target to sort of EW names, the Bloodline storyline. More often than not, you knew how that match was going to finish. There were going to be interference, and they were going to do this, and they were going to do that. But I think that was quite frustrating. But where I think WWE was quite clever with that is they made that the intent anyway. What was it? You had this champion. What was it? And it's very strange looking at wrestling in the past, and people should probably shoot me for this as well. But see, like a faction like the Four Horsemen, if you actually go look at their win-loss record, the, as the Four Horsemen on major events, they lost far more matches than they did. They did win. Now that's not to that's not to take what was it? That's not to take sort of like anything away from what the Four Horsemen were, and it's not to like say, oh, yeah. I've joked in the past that they were a jobber factor because the amount of times that they lost a match, but that was the purpose of that team. Yeah, they had all these results that were disqualifications or countouts. But the whole point was to protect the champion as the heel, the chicken shit heel. Even though Ric Flair could wrestle, what was it? But when it came to the big events, they knew when to put it over, and they knew when to put everything into place. So the guy that was going to get the championship, they would carry it for a little while, and then they knew they were going to get it back. That's why Ric Flair's got so many world championships as well. But that
No, absolutely. So sticking obviously with this match here, I mean, stuff like that. I mean, like I said, the one thing I liked is, and I said this obviously as we were watching it and stuff like that, is I like the fact that it was back and forth. We didn't like have one-sided thing, then that person gets back up. This is my thing I like.
Yeah, when you go back and forth like that, and you've not got again to call back into the finish, you've not got like a decisive winner, so you don't know how it's going to end. What was it? And that's like, to me, what was it? Obviously it's a bit different when it's an independent promotion. What was it? They're not doing events all the time, like a big promotion that's on week in week out. But to me, if that was on like what was it? Like, again, sorry to get back to the sort of the big leagues. You knew the next week they were going to make an issue of how the finish was, and they were going to get another match. What was it called? I know that was settled to score, so there's probably context. That was probably the end of things, But just the fact that they've got that little talking point and that little bit of, you know what, you didn't really beat me. You cheated to beat me. You needed, what was it? You still haven't proven yourself as the man. What was it? That's a bit in wrestling that I miss. So I really enjoyed that match.
100% and stuff like that. So for people listening, if they want to go watch this match, we'll put the link in the description, obviously, and stuff like that. Go check out Wrestling in Newcastle and stuff like that. All their shows, except from the last one they've just recorded, Bulletproof, that'll obviously be up soon and stuff like that. Like I said, it's 2 hours and stuff like that. And like I said, solid matches like that. And like I said, that was one of the matches when I came away from that talking about it. And I even still talk about it now. And I remember when I interviewed Ian Skinner recently, I said, look, that for me is one of the best feuds I've seen, Joe, because you get to witness it in person.
Yeah. So you've got like a lot of the context as well to that background, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got that element of it that others don't. But yeah, it's fantastic.
Absolutely. So one final thing here, if you could rate that out of 5 stars and stuff like that, not going into the Dave Meltzer thing, I'd rate it.
I'd give that a solid 4.5. That much.
Really? Okay, there you go. Fair enough. I can't obviously give that because obviously I was there, so I want to get obviously with people's perspective. And yeah, if you guys obviously want to send us a match and stuff like that, send it to us email and we'll just react to it. You know what I mean? Give us honest opinion. And the good thing is, we don't need to know the context. We just watch the match and just see what we think. No,
definitely. What was it called? And just to sort of justify, what was it? What I sort of gave it. Everybody focuses on like fancy moves or the technical stuff and things like that. To me, the part of that was the finish and you know, and what the storytelling of the finish was. You know, they didn't overthink it. The cheating had the consequence to the finish. You know, but a lot of the time you get a lot of stuff like that now, and the match continues. You know, going back to a previous watch along with the Australian one where the two guys appeared and then the match continued. You know, what happened to the two guys?
We don't know.
You know, what was it called? But what was it? Yeah, I really enjoyed that match.
Absolutely, stuff like that. So yeah, that's for watching, guys. Like I said, we'll put all the links in the description and stay tuned for our next Watch Along Wednesday.